Hello and welcome back to the PLP. It's now Bank Holiday Monday. I mean, I've done all three of the weekend's games on this Bank Holiday Monday, but we're now officially on that special Easter Day in-game as well. It is lovely weather outside. I'm dying to get in it, so we're just going to burst through these two games. Not a whole lot riding on them, you'd think, but they're live, and we'll show them. Now is not the time to start cutting corners after all this, after these past 8 months. Actually, this game could have had something riding on it if it wasn't for Zach Torrance's untimely defeat to the Tractor Bulge in the Saturday games. A win there would have put him vaguely still within the mix of the playoffs, but you look at that now, 8 points off the pace with only 6 games left. It's still possible. Everyone's grouped up quite tightly, but no one's really putting together huge amounts of games consecutively in terms of winning. So it'd be odd for that to start now. And actually Wyman, despite him not really being involved in any kind of league pursuit, has been a bit of a spoiler in recent weeks. He's like to put the spanner in a few people's works, while trying to also find some momentum for his Europa League attack, which reignites later on this week. Now that we are technically in the Monday realm, and therefore looking at a new week, I can confirm that we have got League 2 action today, as you saw, the Red Whall also playing and trying to keep up their playoff charge in a second. Tomorrow we've got Louis also in League 2 action, and he's now very much taking control of his own automatic destiny. Good goal from Morata there. And also the NLP. There's only 5 NLP days, active days left now, and one of those is tomorrow. Wednesday then we've got more League 2 action. There's so many games, there's 14 different League 2 days still to come, along with Dan City Wise, Europa League quarter-final first leg, and indeed Matt Warrington's Champions League quarter-final first leg. Thursday, back to Louis again. He's playing basically every other day until he dies, or Aguero dies, whichever comes first. He's got his quarter-final first leg on Thursday. We'll have the score from that game. I'm not going to bother with a highlights reel for that one unless he gets to the final. Then Friday is NLP time again. For some reason they're just playing on Fridays now until the end of the year. And then on Saturday, finally, we've got the League 1 contingent back in action. So Levi played yesterday, securing himself the EFL trophy, and all 4 of them will be highlighted because it's been such a while since we've seen them. But we're getting down to the business end of that division, and we've also got League 2 as well, with pretty much everyone playing except for Connor and Harry for some reason, just the way that the fixtures fall. And Morata again, 15th goal of the season, putting the final nail in Zig's coffin. If you've already seen the Saturday game between Craig and Zach, you'll understand why Cucurella's playing today and not John Anarisa. That's because John Anarisa decided to shatter somebody's tibia. Don't think he actually succeeded, but he definitely tried. Just imagine all the force of one of his left-footed shots going through somebody's shin. That was basically the tackle he unleashed on Arshavin the other day. So like I said, this game, and especially with this result, actually carries very little significance for League 2 now and how it's going to play out. The next one weirdly does, even though it should be even more of a formality. The Red Whall up against Chelsea D, 23rd and destined for the National League Prem next season. You'd think it's a game he's massively allocated for 3 points and a sustained charge on the playoffs, but you never know. And actually he's drawn his last 2 games, so not flying quite as freely as he was about a month ago. It's just whether there's anyone below. I think it's Danielsi in 7th at the moment, who can actually mount enough of a charge and put enough points on the board in consecutive games to threaten. Aston Villa have threatened in part. I've still got the games in hand, but I'm looking terrible. The Tractor Bulge have got some form, but are a bit further back. Leeds United hard to see if they can recover from their cup final loss yesterday. But actually, the 7 as they are look relatively safe because no one else is actually challenging. And the Red Whall are even more tightly packed into the playoffs as we stand right now. So Chelsea D, under the guidance of Frank Lampard, still going strong there. I'm surprised he hasn't been sacked. And a slightly altered team for Ten Hag's Red Wall, which could come back to haunt him, but he's got games in hand. He's looking pretty solid in there. And actually, he's only 3 points behind Louis, who we're pretty much nailing on as a promotion candidate, an automatic promotion candidate. So, given Louis' fixture deluge, I think Tom will be thinking if he can win here, just keep the pressure on. He's still very much in that automatic hunt as well. And that's a good start if that's the aim. It's typically been Berbatov, York, or Solskjaer through the middle. It's got Idiger Johnson today, which is lovely to see, to be fair. Absolute legend. And Casemiro's been in a very good form in recent weeks too. Scored an absolute scorcher against me the other day, and now it's his second goal of the season a few days later. And any fear of potential upset looks to have already been allayed. Rattling through this highlights package, which I'm grateful for. The first one I did earlier today for looking back on Saturday's games took about 43 minutes. Every single game was packed with highlights. And that was only with a few scores to rattle through at the end as well. The games alone took us about 35 minutes to get through. I think it was 37 actually. Yeah, no, 37 minutes and 52 seconds to get through 5 games of football on FM. Usually they're about 5.5 minutes a game, not 7.5. And this has been an absolute demonstration. Already secured the Carabao Cup. If they can get promotion too, I'll say that Tom Wall will have been the drafter of the season, if that was a title, which I suppose it can be. Showed very little sign of this happening last season. In a relegation battle until late on, finished pretty unceremoniously 20th-ish, 19th maybe. But they were running the division at the start of this year, tailed off slightly, won a Carabao Cup, refound some form, and now look very, very handy for a place in League One next season. I don't know how many people remember Mario Stanic. He used to only score worldies. All change at half time, resting some legs. Like I say, still got 6 games to go even after this match, and that's a hat-trick for Johnson. 3rd goal of the season, and they've all come today. And you saw the little graphic at the bottom, that's 10 without defeat apparently. Obviously that's just the league, I think. But maybe all competitions, I'm not sure. But that is promotion form, you've got to say. A rare outing I've just seen for Scott McTominay off the bench. And it won't be a particularly pleasant sight for Chelsea D to see Solskjaer, who's been in fantastic form all year. No idea who Aaron Collins is, but congratulations to you on your first Chelsea D goal. We are starting to see some regens pop up now. Aaron Collins looks brilliant. Nice outing for Brian McClair and Anthony Martial actually as well. Barely seen him over the course of the 2 seasons. McClair recently busy on Scotland duty. Those international squads are always quite fun to look through, seeing which one of the golden oldies have made it in. The Scotland team pretty stacked with 90s talent. Same as Wales actually. I think they had a front three of Ryan Giggs, Gareth Bale and Ian Rush. And I'm sure Lindelof was in the Sweden squad as well. Also the likes of Lundberg and Anders Svensson, other such legends. After me saying that we were rattling through this highlights package, this has ended up taking forever because of how many goals we've had. Neil Shipley, is he offside? Oh, bless him. Comfortable win for the Red Wall, and we'll see in a second quite how close that gets him to the automatic spots ahead of Louis' game against West Brom B tomorrow. The answer is very close. 4 goals to be exact. Level on points with the Skyloos and Warringham, who for so long looked dead set for automatic promotion, but now might have to settle for the playoffs. Because Louis and the Red Wall both have games in hand on him, both look in better form, and while Louis does have that Europa Conference League distraction going on, you'd bet on one of those two seeing it through to the end. And actually, if you look at the Red Wall, they've only lost 8 games all season. They've lost the same amount of games as league leaders White Hart Chamberlain. Just a few more draws scattered in amongst it. But yeah, if we're going to make this exciting towards the end of the year, I'd suggest either I need to stop being shit, or Craig and Paul, maybe Jazz, maybe Alex. I'm looking to you. And we'll see how that all plays out over the next few days. Like I say, it's just Louis in action tomorrow, alongside the NLP boys. And then we're back in League 2 land on Wednesday. So I'll see you soon.